Let's cross now to Nkandla, where my colleague Simphiwe Makhanya is standing by. Thanks very much for joining us, Simphiwe. People in Nkandla will be closely watching what's taking place in the court. Have you heard anything so far in terms of people's reaction?
Well, thank you very much, Nompo. The situation outside former President Jacob Zuma's home has been that of no action in terms of people coming to actually pay to support the former president, and it was seen in the past 5 days or so. Since we arrived early this morning, Nompo, I must tell you that in terms of the people that we have seen here are those three gentlemen that you see guarding the gate, the main entrance of former President Jacob Zuma's home, together of course with other people who are wearing that MKMVA regalia. Other than members of the media who continue to camp outside the home of the former president, no one has been seen around here, but a strong police presence has been seen in the nearby areas such as Shaw. But as you drive down to former President Jacob Zuma's home, the police earlier on conducted a roadblock where they were searching vehicles that were making their way into this particular area where we are. But of course, Nompu, now the attention is going to be on the Pietermaritzburg High Court as that application is being heard. I suppose that for former President Jacob Zuma supporters will be closely monitoring those developments to see if in fact he does succeed in his request. And now the task of the provincial leadership of the ANC in the province in particular is to now institute disciplinary actions against those who they say were in the forefront in terms of organizing the thousands of people that we have been seeing here throughout the week to come here. That's according to the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, that's J.C. Duarte. Nompu?
And Simphiwe, just if we can just backtrack to what the Police Minister Becky Cele was saying yesterday, if indeed the application, the urgent application at the Pietermaritzburg High Court is unsuccessful, are the police ready to institute the arrest procedures by tomorrow, by Wednesday? In effect, that's when they would have to have this thing done and dusted.
To put it in a very simple way, Nompo, I would say the police will have no choice but to indeed implement the directives of the Constitutional Court if the application that is currently being heard by the Pietermaritzburg High Court is unsuccessful for the former President of the Republic of South Africa. And I might also add that Nompo, police have come under very strong criticism for their lack of action when it comes to apprehending and ensuring that the rule of law is indeed implemented here when we saw those people who had gathered here to support the former president. But the police minister, as you said, was very quick to say that he feels in his view that police did what they could under the circumstances that were prevailing outside former President Jacob Zuma's home here in Nkandla, Nompo.
Yeah, as you say, of course, the police would have no choice but to exercise their duties. But what's the word on the street in terms of if the application is not successful, what are people on the street saying? How are they saying they'll react or deal with the situation, because that emotion is very real there?
Certainly, Nompu, the people that we have been speaking to throughout the week, they have been very, convinced to say that they will not allow anyone to come here with an intention to arrest the former President of the Republic of South Africa. And I suppose that's still the sentiment that they still hold, because even when there was that huge gathering 2 days ago, that was still the case when we saw a large group of Amabuto that had come here to support the former president, together with some ANC members and supporters. Those members who had gathered here, Nompu, when we spoke to them, they said, I'm here in my personal capacity, and though I'm an ANC member or an ANC leader in my respective province or region where I come from. But they were very quick to say that they are not here as as ANC members, but they are here in their personal capacity. Nompo.
Simphiwe, thank you very much for that report. My colleague there, Simphiwe Makhanya. We're going to go for a quick